Back inside Emerson Gymnasium as Wheaton College tries to keep their perfect record going inside this building. Tonight's test, the United States Coast Guard Academy. Welcome into the NewMax Sports Network, everyone. I'm Jackson Walsh. A lot more riding on this game than a home winning streak tonight. Both of these teams are 3-3 in NewMax play, and a win tonight could be crucial for future playoff seedings. Tip coming shortly, but first we'll send it down to the floor. Alan Wickstrom will have starting lineups and national anthem coming up next here inside Emerson Gymnasium.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to Emerson Gymnasium on the campus of Wheaton College for today's NCAA Division III men's basketball contest and New England Women's and Men's Athletic Conference action featuring the visiting Bears of United States Coast Guard Academy and your Wheaton College Lions. Wheaton College and NewMax and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, homophobic remarks, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated, and grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. At this time, we ask that you please rise if able. Remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Now let's make the starting lineups. First, the visiting Bears. A junior guard from Seattle, Washington, for 3, Declan Looney. A sophomore guard from New Albany, Mississippi, for 5, Mitch Shettles. A junior guard from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, for 12, Ben Nagy. A sophomore guard from Bristol, Connecticut, for 15, Elijah Aaron. A junior center from Ellicott City, Maryland, for 45, Cameron Brown. The Bears are coached by Kevin Jaskowitz, assisted by Tom Sautron, Steve Blum, and John Lang. Now let's meet your Lions. First year guard from Johnson, Rhode Island, number 1, Dimitri Brady. A sophomore guard from East Taunton, Massachusetts, number 2, Preston Herrick. A sophomore forward from Watertown, Massachusetts, number 4, Owen Morrissey. A junior forward from Newton, Massachusetts, number 10, Duncan Kuba. A junior guard from Canada, Massachusetts, number 11, Ty Rumpy. Lions are coached in his 27th year by Brian Walker,
It was Alan Wickstrom with the starting lineups and anthem down at the floor. He'll turn it over to Colin Riley on PA for the rest of the game. We got a good one on tap tonight. Coast Guard against Wheaton here on the NewMax Sports Network. Both teams, as I mentioned in the opening, 3-3 in conference play. Overall, though, Wheaton is 9-5, while Coast Guard is 10-5, so very similar resumes for both of these squads as we've reached the midpoint in January and just about the midpoint of conference play. Last time these two teams met, it was Wheaton on top in a blowout fashion, a 99-60 win on this same court about a year ago. They split the season series last year. Coast Guard won their home game, then obviously, as I just mentioned, Wheaton won their home game. Coast Guard in the away orange, Wheaton in the home white. Tip is up, and it's won by the Bears. Taken by Declan Rooney to start things off. Outside, it's Brownell. Hand it back off to Shettles. Under the basket, now kicked outside. Brown, post up on Bubar. Kicked into the corner. Shot clock down to 5. Shettles can't hit from outside, and the rebound is pulled down by Tristan Harry. Harry's had a quiet last couple of games after an abundance of points in the first semester. We'll see if this is a game where he can spark his scoring, but has still been able to help the teams in a plethora of ways. And right on cue, there he is with the first points of the day and his first 3 of the day. Bears quickly respond on the other end, though. Yagi missed the wide open 3, and Harry will push it back the other way himself. Harry trying to get the baseline, wraps around, just poked away from behind, and then Shettles came up with it in the forecourt and almost had it stolen away by Murphy, but held on to his dribble. And we're going the other way. An offensive foul is going to be charged to Elijah Parent. Ran right into the body of Duncan Bubar after getting that pass off. So good job by Bubar there, the big man. Right place, right time to step up, take that charge, and get his team possession back. Morrissey to the rim with the sky hook off the glass and in. Nifty shot there from the sophomore Owen Morrissey. Skying up above the rest of the defense, something he does well on both ends of the floor. Freak of an athlete out there, and Wheaton has a lot of those, and they got another steal. It ends up in the hands of Harry. Tristan will push the tempo to the rack. Got fouled. And before Harry can take his free throws, Kevin Jaskowitz takes his first time out. We'll take a break, too. Early on, Wheaton out in front, 5-0 over Coast Guard. Back after the timeout, Tristan Harry at the line to shoot 2 after he got fouled. Comes up short on the first and 2. Harry, the sophomore guard out of Taunton, Massachusetts, just down the road here from Wheaton College. So he knocks down the second one, and he's got himself 4 early points. The Bears still looking for their first basket of the day. Coming into this one after a loss to Salve Regina at home. Last time Wheaton played on this floor, they took down Salve Regina as Morrissey's left open in the corner. He's going to kick it back out. Good ball movement, ends up in the hands of Iafredi. Just off the mark from outside, and Murphy chases down the offensive rebound. A fresh possession here for the Lions. Harry, up fake, goes up, got blocked by the much taller Cameron Brown. And the Bears come away with it, able to survive the second chance attempt there from Harry and the Lions. Shettles will feed it out to Parent, and then Parent trying to loft it into Brown, and errant pass there looking for his big man in the post. One of our first substitution of the day. It's going to be Jordan Frazier checking in for Coast Guard. Averages 9.3 a game this season for the Bears. Rookie out of Columbia, South Carolina. Murphy straight away now. Bubar has it right side. Harry, good hesitation, and then found Bubar at the right time. An easy finish down low for Duncan. Everything clicking right now for the Lions. They lead by 8. Good move, and maybe a little extra pass there from Rooney, but I was going to say it ended up working for him, but Brown missed the bunny at the rim. Murphy, his first 3 attempts. Nothing but net from outside. The Lions are pouring it on right now. They lead by 11. Brown looking for something. He'll work in the post back outside. 3 on the way. Rattles out for Shettles. And nothing is going Coast Guard's way right now. Bubar give and go with Iafrady. Iafrady saved it. It was almost out of bounds. Now Harry's in traffic, and we got a tie-up, but it's going to stay on this end. Possession arrow favoring the Lions. Two more substitutions here for Coast Guard early on. Trevor Parks, along with Luke Farrell, entering the game. Wheaton yet to make their first substitution 4 minutes in, and why would you when you lead by 11? Murphy to the rim. That's an unusual take from him. Usually see him doing his damage from behind the arc. He got swatted, but now we're going back the other way as Tristan Harry steps up to take the charge. So just when something goes right for Coast Guard, something goes wrong, and Wheaton has the ball back, and now they'll make their first substitution as Colin Thaher walks onto the floor for the first time, the junior forward out of Amman, Jordan. Tallest player on this Wheaton roster at 6'8". A near steal, and now it will end up in the hands of Coast Guard, and now it's almost turned over. That was a hectic possession there, and the Bears have their first basket as Farrell finishes inside on the good feed from Trevor Parks. A lot going on both ends of the floor that last possession. Worked out for Coast Guard, though, as they're finally on the board, still trailing by 9. Thaher double teamed in the corner, collects it, looking for somebody. He's going to go straight away up top to Morrissey. Morrissey pulls up just in front of the free throw line and sinks it. If he can start hitting that shot, that's going to make this team so much more deadly. Morrissey kind of a high flyer, just usually getting his buckets right at the rim, but if he can really perfect that little pull-up and get the mid-range going, that's going to expand his game and expand the talent of this squad. Brown inside. Thaher thought he had the rejection, but 2 officials do call it a foul, so Colin Thaher will pick up his first, team's second. That's going to send Cameron Brown to the line, shooting 2. Brown just a 57% free throw shooter on the season, but 100% on that trip as he knocks down both. Adrian Herron just entering the game here for Coast Guard, the junior forward out of St. Leonard, Maryland. Murphy steps into it, knocks another one down. He's got his second. Murphy's only shooting it on 30% from the season from 3, but these last couple of games he's really gotten his stroke. Had a game with 6 threes and then another one with 7, which was his career high, and he's got 2 just under 6 minutes into this ball game. That foul was charged to Owen Morrissey, his first, as Sal Petavillano and Jaden Kelleher check into the game here. Frady and Harry both head to the sidelines. Last time out for Wheaton, they took down Emerson 90-76. That was their highest point total of this 23-24 season. Hook shot inside, couldn't fall for Heron there, and the rebound taken by Kelleher. Kelleher off the bounce pass for Murphy to the rim. Floats it up, doesn't get the friendly bounce, and now Heron pulls down the rebound of his own. Coast Guard in transition. Heron running the lane. An offensive foul. The third one Coast Guard is taken. This time it's Owen Morrissey stepping up to take the charge. Brian Walmsley in his 27th season has himself an extremely disciplined defensive team. Some of these guards just create havoc guarding the ball, and then you have guys stepping up, taking charges left and right. We already got 3 in this ball game, just 6.5 minutes in. Murphy tries another one. Well short this time. Back on the other end, open 3. Frazier can't knock it down, and the rebound taken by Ty Murphy. Murphy had it stripped and then picked up the foul, trying to take it away. Good defense there from Jordan Frazier. Just got his hands all over the ball there as Dimitri Iafredi will check back in. Ty Murphy heads to the bench. Iafredi got the start tonight. It was his 4th this season. Talented first year out of Johnston, Rhode Island. Played his high school ball at LaSalle Academy down in Providence, Rhode Island. Turnaround inside comes up short for Farrell. Now Wheaton's going to slow the tempo a little bit here with Petavillano. Morrissey far corner, drives right down the middle, back out. Kelleher baseline. Trying to create some space and draws the foul in doing so. We're going to get Walker Corbin with a foul there. The first year out of Weaverville, North Carolina. So inbound here on the baseline for the Lions. Kelleher to Petavillano, and Petavillano just lost it, so has to go collect it before Shettles can get to it, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. A lot of scoring early on here for Wheaton. Murphy with 7 points. Morrissey with 7 of his own as well. That one well off the mark there from Corbin on what looks like a bit of a fadeaway, and it goes out of bounds. Still in possession of Wheaton. Iafredi works it up. Now it's Morrissey right side. Kelleher around the screen. Now it's Thaher. Hands it off. Iafredi trying to get downhill, which he's excellent at. Just will outrun just about anybody he plays. Those quick bursts of speed. Just a freak athlete. Morrissey down the lane outside. Kelleher for the shot clock. Gets it up. Comes up short. And the rebound on the weak side there for Shettles. Shettles across the timeline. Good feed inside. Nothing to do with it there, though, was Parks. The drive, no good on the finish, but it's Frazier getting his own rebound with the reverse. Can't get it, and Thaher just too much size there, and then Frazier picked up the frustration foul, trying to rip the ball back away from Collett. It's already the 6th team foul against Coast Guard here, and we're not even halfway through the first stanza. So it'll be free throws the rest of the way here in the first half for the Lions. Thaler trying to go to work in the post, goes up, trying to go back under. A lot of traffic, got it knocked away, collected it, and finishes On the reverse. That ball getting knocked away from him there was actually the best thing that could have happened that possession. Shettles, left elbow, no good, and the rebound from Morrissey. And that was an excellent box out there from Sal Petavallano that set up Morrissey for a wide open rebound. Once again, just back to that textbook disciplined defense that Brian Walmsley has this season. Kelleher, tough shot from the free throw line. It's too strong. Could tell Coach Walmsley unhappy with that one. I'm afraid he's going to get called to the foul on the floor as Yagi was trying to go by him to his right. Coast Guard still with only 4 points here with 10:35 to go in the first half as Chris Ballone checks in for the first time tonight. Duncan Bubar re-enters as well. Yagi right down Main Street off the glass. Too strong. Petavallano will push. Crossover now, it's Ballone. The sophomore out of Wyndham, New Hampshire, in the game for the first time tonight. Petavallano drives. Tough shot off the glass, but he got it to go. Just kind of hung in the air, waited till the angle was open, then threw it up off the glass and in as the three's on the way from Fraser. Excuse me, that foot was on the line. That's a 2 from Fraser. Kelleher off the good feed from Iafrady. Could have hit it, but Iafrady just right there waiting for the rebound as Ballone skies up. A lot of contact, no call though. Kelleher collects the offensive board and will kick it back out to Petavallano to reset. Ballone, 3-ball. Almost banked it in, and Fraser goes down to the ground. He's banged up, it looks like, and I think the call ends up being a timeout there for the Bears. Not sure if it was a foul or timeout that we got. I believe it was just a timeout based on the indication at the table, so we'll take a break too. It's still all Lions here from Norton. 20-6 the lead for Wheaton College over the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. You're watching Men's Hoops on the NewMax Sports Network. Twenty to 6 the score here from Emerson Gym as Wheaton is all over Coast Guard right now. Trying to improve to 4-3 in the NewMac. Ty Murphy leading the way for Wheaton right now with 6 points, and then for Coast Guard, not a lot going on. The Bears just have 2 field goals scored by Fraser and Farrell, and then it was Brown with 2 free throws to add up. There's 6 points. Up top, it's Rooney. Second leading scorer on this Bears squad with 11.5. He just rifled it right into the fan section here. The few students that are on campus right now, the other Wheaton athletes. A lot of steam on that one. Heads up down there. Harry back in the game. He kicks outside. Murphy pulls up in the short corner. Now it's Ballone back in the corner. Bubar, one dribble. Now it's right for Harry. Harry left open. Comes up just a bit short as it rims out, and Shettles will push the tempo, and he got fouled. That one's going to go against Bubar. That's his first. Wheaton tallying up a good amount of fouls on the team aspect of their own. They've got 5 to Coast Guard 6. And Harry's got a steal off the inbound there. Just put his hand right in front of Rooney and took it away. Harry back to the hole. Bubar's open. Harry couldn't see him. Now Balone will hand it off to Murphy. Right back to Balone. Balone, pump fake to the rim. Finger roll. Couldn't get the bounce, and the rebound taken by Rooney. Left side, Shettles. Shot clock down to 15 here for Shettles. Goes right up over Murphy and sinks it. Little push shot there. About halfway down the lane there for Mitch Shettles. Sophomore guard out of New Albany, Mississippi. Leading scorer on this Coast Guard team, averaging 13 even a game. Bubar inside, and he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 here. That was a good setup pass from Iafrate. Kind of floated it right over the top of Yagi. Excuse me, that was over the top of Brown, matched up with Duncan Bubar. Brown standing in at 6'8", Bubar at 6'6". Bubar hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Second trip to the line tonight for Wheaton from Harry and Bubar. Harry went 1-2 on his trip earlier in the game, and Bubar 1-2 on this trip as well. And Harry is going to make his second trip to the line now, grabs the offensive board and got fouled. They're going to get Mitch Shettles for that foul. That's only his first personal. He'll head to the sidelines, though. Trevor Parks comes back in to replace him. Harry gets the hometown bounce as it goes through. Interesting point on Coast Guard's record here. They're 10-5, as I mentioned, 3-3 in conference play. But one thing that really jumps out is they play much better on the road than they do in their own building. They're 5-1 on the road, which is very unusual. And that one road loss came to a talented WPI team that's second in the NUMAC standings right now behind Clark. But not a good start on the road here tonight for Coast Guard. They trail by 15 with 7.5 to go in the first half as Tristan Harry picks up his second foul. Two shots here for Declan Rooney, junior out of Seattle, Washington. Rooney, a 73% free throw shooter. Led the way for Coast Guard in the loss against Salve this past Saturday with 20. The Seahawks came away with a 12-point win down in New London. Bubar, short corner here on the near side. Balone puts it on the floor, right back out to Petavillano. Harry from deep. Yes, sir. Harry sinks the three from the left side, and maybe this is the game where he starts finding the bottom of the basket a little bit more as Coast Guard turns it over yet again. Petavillano, spin cycle. Can't get it off the glass. Rooney back over half court, bounce pass inside. A quick jumper goes up and in from Elijah Parent. Parent, one of the many Bears averaging around double figures in scoring a game. He averages 9.8 a game. Then you have Yagi at 9.9 and Fraser at 9.3 as that shot is sent away by Luke Farrell. Owen Morrissey re-enters for the Lions. Tarmo Tari checks in for the first time tonight. Tari, the junior forward out of Chelmsford, Massachusetts, has played significant minutes so far this season as he collects the inbounds pass and finds Murphy, who is wide open, but fires it a little too strong from three. Parent hands it off to Rooney, who steps into it. Can't connect, and Morrissey comes down with the board. Morrissey's already got 5 rebounds tonight to go along with 4 points. Morrissey in the corner, going baseline. Went up into a lot of traffic and got blocked from behind. I think it was Parks that came down from up top to swat that away. Parent finds Rooney off the screen. Rooney right back to Parent beyond the arc. Yagi down the lane with a left hand. Can't get the roll, the rebound. Grabbed from behind by Farrell, who goes up and finishes. And Brian Wamsley will take his first time out as Coast Guard. Showing a little bit of life here. They trail by 12 still. 26-14 the score here with 5:39 to go in the first half. It'll be Wheaton ball after Brian Wamsley took his first time out. Lions still lead by 12 even after Coast Guard goes on a bit of a run here. Murphy cross court to Petavillano. Straight away it's Harry inside. Morrissey in traffic now. Murphy to the rim. Bounce pass off to Tari outside. Harry up fakes on the free throw line. Maybe an extra pass there. Tari keeps it alive. 3 on the shot clock. Harry goes up. It grazes the front of the iron, but nothing happening there for Wheaton as Parent will push the tempo back the other way for the Bears. Rooney goes right into the body of Morrissey, and it's a foul that Coach Wamsley and Owen Morrissey don't really agree with there. Parent kind of just threw himself into Morrissey, who didn't reach in or anything like that, but the result will be free throws for Rooney as they've entered the bonus. So 1-1 here for Declan Rooney. Already 2 of 2 at the line so far tonight. Make that 3 of 3. Coast Guard already with 9 turnovers here in the early going. Now Rooney's a perfect 4-4 at the stripe tonight, and this is a 10-point ball game as Coast Guard's on a 6-0 run. Tari, free throw line. Petavillano holds that pivot foot. Now it's Tari just beyond the right elbow. Tarmo puts it on the floor now, hands it off to Petavillano. Sets a screen away. Tari outside. Up fake on the 3, long 2. Can't get it in the rebound. Pulled down by Parent around 2 Wheaton defenders as Parent takes it himself and pulls up at the free throw line. Parent doing that whole possession himself as this is down to an 8-point lead here for Wheaton. Petavillano wide open. Slows down the Bears' run. Petavillano, he's got 5 points on the night after a 3 and a layup inside. Farrell too strong in the mid-range, and the rebound for Morrissey. Morrissey having a fantastic sophomore season, averaging over 8 points a game and over 8 rebounds a game. That's extremely efficient for a younger player, too, who's had a lot of experience after starting almost every game his rookie season as Murphy knocks down the little push shot from the mid-range territory. And as I'm saying that, Farrell misses the wide open layup inside. Murphy to his left. Tough finish with the left hand and in. Going over the 6'7" Luke Farrell that time with the offhand too, and Wheaton just like that is on a 7-0 run. Rooney Can't hit from outside, and Pinavolano's got another rebound. Sorry to Morrissey. Morrissey, free throw line. Gets the friendly bounce. Mentioned it earlier in the game. If he can start hitting more of those mid-ranges, his game is going to greatly expand, and Harry nearly poked it away from Rooney, but ends up being a foul call here, so Rooney will take his third trip to the line tonight. Had some substitutions from both sides at the table, but first a timeout and a full timeout. 2:32 to go here from Emerson Gym. Wheaton back on top with a commanding lead. They lead 35-18. One and one here for Declan Rooney out of the timeout. Colin Thaher, Chris Ballone, and Marcus Norton back into the game here for Wheaton. Should say this is Norton's first time in the game tonight, actually, so correct myself there. Not the first time in the game for Ballone or Thaher. And re-entering for Coast Guard is number 11, Trevor Parks. And now coming on to replace Rooney is Fraser after the two made free throws. Wheaton just had their biggest lead at 17, but lead down to 15 after the free throws there from Declan Rooney. Rooney's got 6 points, all of them from the charity stripe. Norton straight away will now give it off to Murphy. Shot clock down to 12. Murphy on the floor, steps into the three, knocks it down from outside. His confidence is gleaming from downtown. He's 5 of 8 from 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point territory tonight. Is a great hustle play made there by Christian Rogers, who also just checked in to keep that one in bounds. Found Bryce Vanderweer down low. It ends up going out of bounds after that, but still staying here with the Bears. Shot clock down to 10 here for Coast Guard. Rogers used the fake, then got blocked. Not sure if that was a pass or not. Shot clock did reset. It's down to 3. Gets it on the rim. And the rebound pulled down from outside by Tristan Harry. Harry to Norton. Norton stops, pops, too strong. Parks will get it to Fraser. Down the corner, it's Parks. Parent straight away, rattles out. That one tipped down into the hands of Harry. As we approach 1 minute to go here in the first half, Wheaton has their biggest lead at 18. Murphy lost the handle, and a freebie there right into the hands of Jordan Fraser. Fraser outside, 3 on the way. Parent too strong. Vanderweer Stayed in bounds to keep it alive, found Parks. Parks to Fraser. Fraser jacks it up and knocks it down. Great job by Vanderweer there to keep that one alive on the sidelines. Possession would have been dead if he wasn't able to do that. Maher well off the mark from downtown, and good play there by Murphy to tap it alive. Had an open three. Now is going to drive, hangs in the air. Balone in the corner outside to Harry. That ball got tipped and stolen by Parent. Parent with a one-on-one. Spins on Harry with a finger rolling in. 8 seconds to go. Harry's going to push it. Up floor, it's Murphy. He's in bounds. 3 seconds. Ty's going to shoot it for three. Comes up short, and that's how the first half will come to an end. So Coast Guard ends the first half with a 5-0 run there in what was an elephant of the lead for Wheaton College. They up by 18. But we got a ball game, 13 at the half. Wheaton 38, Coast Guard 35. Ty Murphy, 13 first half points for Wheaton, and then Parent and Rooney, both with 6 for Coast Guard. So at the half, Wheaton leads by 13. We'll have the Pecos Bank halftime show coming up next here on the NewMax Sports Network. Bay Coast Bank halftime show here from Emerson Gymnasium. Score at the half, Wheaton 38, Coast Guard 25. Ty Murphy leading all scorers right now with 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. On the other end, Elijah Parent, 6 points for Coast Guard, 3 of 6 from 3, and then Declan Rooney with 6 points, but 0 of 2 from the field, a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Overall, the Bears are 8 of 29 from the field. It's only 27% for Coast Guard there, and struggling from 3 as well, just 1 of 7. But they're getting points at the free throw line, a perfect 8 of 8 from the stripe. On the other side, Wheaton 14 of 37 from the field, that's 37%, and then 6 of 14 from three-point territory for 42%, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Wheaton's biggest lead was 18 when they led 38-20. Coast Guard ended the first half on a 5-0 run. Coast Guard with 9 first-half turnovers, Wheaton with 6. And then Coast Guard had 7 blocks, which really stands out. That Wheaton, at times, has been struggling to score in the post. And the paint points, even though Coast Guard has that 7 blocks numbers to Wheaton 0, Wheaton is outscoring Coast Guard in the post 16-8. That's just shows how much more often they're getting the hold than Coast Guard is. A lot more attempts, too. 37 shots from the field to Coast Guard's 29. Maybe you can contribute that turnovers number to that as well. 38-25 the lead here through the first half. In Norton, it's Coast Guard and Wheaton. Second half coming up next here on the NewMax Sports Network. I'm Jackson Walsh. .13 lead here for the Wheaton College Lions to start the second half over the U.S. Coast Guard Academy Bears. Wheaton with their starting 5 out there right now. Coast Guard with their starting 5 as well to kick off the last 20 minutes of regulation. Wheaton led by 18 at one point, but Coast Guard ended the half on a little 5-0 run to cut the deficit down to 13. First possession for the Bears here in the half, and it nearly results in a turnover. 5 on the shot clock. And somehow, some way, Cameron Brown ends up being left wide open, and he hits it from the short corner. Kind of a tricky shot there, just distance-wise to gauge it. You know, you can't fire it away like a three, but can't just put it up there easy like a layup. So an impressive one to knock down, and now the Bears have a steal of their own. Iafrate had it taken away, but it ends up being a good foul because Mitch Shettles had 2 free points, but Iafrate chased him down, got a hand in there, and now Shettles will have to earn his points at the free throw line. Shettles' first trip to the free throw line tonight knocks down his first. Quick substitution here to start the second half is number 45, Cameron Brown, is going to head to the bench as Luke Farrell checks back in. Morrissey left side. Wheaton with their first kind of possession here to set things up. Murphy, hard drive baseline, bounce pass back outside to Bubar. And that ball's tipped away. Back-to-back turnovers for the Lions. Going the other way is Yagi. Rooney trails it. Just held his feet to avoid the travel. And Parrott gives up an open three. Was trying to go for that second look down low, but ends up holding on to it. As an awkward play there with Yagi trying to nestle himself around Bubar, and Lions turn it over again, and Bubar commits the foul. Worst case scenario start to the second half here for the Lions with 3 straight turnovers. And Brian Walmsley is going to take some time to address things here. As we'll have a full timeout. And the Wheaton lead shriveled down to 9. Coast Guard on a 9-0 run. We'll be right back from Norton. Two shots on the way here for Ben Yagi, the junior, out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. One of 2 on that trip there for Yagi, as number 11, Trevor Parks, is going to re-enter the game here for the Bears. 18:32 to go in regulation. The closest this game has been in a long time. Just an 8-point lead now for Wheaton. Still looking for their first points in the second half. Murphy, rhythm 3. Comes up short, and that gets tipped out of bounds off of Coast Guard. A great play there by Owen Morrissey to send that one off of one of the Bears hanging out down around the baseline. Tristan Harrod inbound here on the near side of the basket. Morrissey couldn't get the finger roll to kiss over the front of the rim, and a foul. It's going to be called against Mitch Shettles here as Tristan Harrod goes to the ground hard. First team foul against Coast Guard in the second half. Harrod inbound in the same spot he just did, floats it into Bubar. Morrissey off the screen at the foul line. One dribble back out. Bubar to Harry. Harry crosses right, and now we'll kick out to Iafrate. Right back to Harry, open for 3. Can't knock it down, and Coast Guard finally comes away with possession as the offensive board is taken down by Farrell. Rooney, turnaround, left elbow. High bounce off the back iron, and the rebound for Murphy. Murphy other way, stops and pops at the free throw line, and that one rattled out just about 2 times. Shettles, left side off the glass. Shettles taking that one coast to coast to make this a 6-point ball game. Morrissey down the lane. Just rims out, and there is a lid on that rim here to start the second half for Wheaton College. Coast Guard with a chance to get within 3 here. Rooney off the mark, and the rebound for Murphy. Bears on a 12-0 run right now. Ty Murphy trying to end that. Harry down low, somehow held on to that pivot foot, but it's not going to matter. A 4-on-1 here for Coast Guard. And Brian Wamsley is going to take another timeout. The Bears come storming back. We've got ourselves a ball game here, 38-34. The Coast Guard Academy on a 14-0 run here on the road. Wheaton still looking for their first points here in the second half, and it won't happen on that shot opportunity as we have a foul on the ground. That foul on the floor is going to be called against Trevor Parks. That's Parks' first personal. 2 team fouls apiece as Murphy is in a bit of a cold spell from outside. Parents of Shettles, and Shettles walked with that one as soon as he caught it. Wheaton looking for anything to spark the offense here. Their last field goal came with 2:07 to go in the first half, and that was a Ty Murphy triple. Morrissey to the rack, rejected. It'll stay here. Cameron Brown back in the game here for Coast Guard. He started the second half, then came out just about 45 seconds in to the second half of action. Murphy in the corner, wraparound pass there from Morrissey. Had it tipped, then regathers. Thaher inside the reverse, can't go in. An unbelievable occurrence happening here. Wheaton just can't put the ball in the basket to start off the second half as Coast Guard is firing in all cylinders right now as their leading scorer knocks one down from the paint. Mitch Shettles with a little mid-range. 16-0 run for Coast Guard. Iafrate. There he is. A spark plug on both ends of the floor. We'll see if that sparks the Wheaton offense here. The basket and the foul for Dimitri Iafrate, his first points of the night. And he'll go to the line for one to try to convert the three-point play. Sal Petavallano just checked in the game for Tristan Harry. And Iafrate knocks it down from the free throw line to put the lead back up to 5 for the Lions. That bucket ended a 16-0 run for Coast Guard. That started with about 2 minutes to go in the first half. And another turnover, another traveling violation called against Coast Guard. This time it was Cameron Brown taking an extra step in the lane. Iafredi will get it off to Petavolato. Now it's Morrissey. Right side for Iafredi. Fire straight away, one dribble. Now it's Murphy. Iafredi, same spot. Same exact play, and the foul. How about that, kid? The second personal foul against Trevor Parks, as Iafredi with back-to-back and ones here for Wheaton. And he's on a personal 6-0 run right now. He's been so great at that all year, just catching the ball in that left wing. So then he dribbles with the weak hand, driving with that left hand, but then puts it up off the glass with the right, and he's been automatic doing that. And Coast Guard is automatic from the mid-range right now. Declan Rooney this time sinks it from the foul line. Iafredi. Oh, how about it? Iafredi with 8 straight. From no points in the first half to 8 in a row here in the second. Rooney again. Iafredi almost had himself a steal, got his hand on the ball. Oh, yeah, and by the way, he leads the conference in steals as well. 2.6 steals a game for Dimitri Iafredi to sit atop the NUMAC. Three was no good there from Shettles, but fresh 20 on the shot clock here for Coast Guard. That one's tipped. Murphy blocked it, but it ends up in the hands of Brown, and Iafredi with the strip. And they call the foul. It looks like Iafredi had nothing but ball on it. He would have been all alone going back the other way. And that is an absolute killer because that's Dimitri Iafredi's 4th personal. And he's going to head to the bench with 4 fouls here. Another 3 off the mark from Parent, but another offensive rebound for the Bears and another foul called on a reach in by a Wheaton College Lion. This time they're going to get Ty Murphy with a foul there. His 2nd personal. An absolute blow for that to be a foul called against Iafredi there and send him to the bench with 4 fouls after he goes on an 8-0 run himself. The only Wheaton player with points here in the second half. The floater was no good there from Parent. Petavolato back the other way on offense. Kelleher. Floater comes up short, trying to grab his own miss, can't do it. Yagi makes his dribble up on the right wing. Now it's Rooney. That was Shuttles to Rooney. Rooney comes up short, fight for the rebound, and that one somehow stayed in bounds. I don't know how. It looked like Rooney was standing out of bounds when he had his hand on the ball, but not much happening there as that ends up being Wheaton ball, and another Coast Guard foul here as Ty Murphy is going to draw the foul as he drives to the hole. That one's charged to Parent, his 2nd. He'll head to the sidelines as 2 substitutions here for the Bears. Walker Corbin back into the game along with Trevor Parks. Murphy trying to get it going again. Has 3 triples tonight and still a team leading 13 points. Fed inside to Thaher, 10 on the shot clock. Collett going to work. and has it blocked, but looks like there might have been a little bit of hand mixed in there. Not the call on the floor, though, as it being a clean block for Luke Farrell. That one was off the mark there from Rooney. Ends up in the hands of Jaden Kelleher. Kelleher to the rack. Just scoops it up with the right hand and in. That's just a veteran play, playing at the right speed. Didn't have to do anything crazy there. Kind of just a little bit of a lull of a right-handed finger roll, and that's all he needed. Back to a 10-point lead for Wheaton when it was just a 2-point lead at one point. If you're just joining us, this game was 38-20 at one point. And then after that, it was 38-36 to start the second half before Dimitri Afredi led Wheaton on an 8-0 run. And now the lead's back up to 10. Thaher inside, rejected by Farrell again. Kelleher collects it wide open for three. Comes up short, and the rebound taken on the baseline by Declan Rooney. Farrell well up the other way of the floor. Now we'll get it to Yagi, who finds Parks, who steps into the three and drills it. And as soon as that one falls through, Kevin Jaskowitz takes a timeout, and we will too. An exciting one here from Emerson Gymnasium. Wheaton on top by 7. Wheaton on top of Coast Guard by 7 here with 10:56 left to go in regulation. Ty Murphy with the rock, still looking for his first points of the second half here, along with a good amount of this Wheaton team. Dimitri Iafredi and that man Jaden Kelleher, the only ones to score here in the second half. Iafredi with 8 just himself. Morrissey outside Kelleher. One of the shot clock, need to get it up. Kelleher got it up, and that one didn't hit the rim, so a shot clock violation here is Kelleher was kind of forced to throw that one up in traffic. Christian Rogers will take it up the floor across half court now, right side. It's Corbin. Free throw line, Farrell. Looking for something with a shot clock already down to 15 on this possession, and Coast Guard yet to make a dent in the Wheaton defense. Corbin inside, throws up the wild left hand, no good. Murphy back the other way in the hustle play from Rogers to track it down and poke it away. Corbin inside, Euro step, and missed everything. Christian Rogers was tailing Ty Murphy on that play the whole way. That's one of the times your teammates just got to yell behind you, but it either didn't happen or Murphy wasn't able to hear it. There's a pretty one, a turnaround from Owen Morrissey. He knocks it down. He's got 8 points to go along with 9 rebounds. And almost a steal for Morrissey there is kind of a lackadaisical pass was thrown by the Bears as Their top two scorers just check back in the game as I'm saying that. Rooney and Shettles back on the floor. Shettles with 10 points, leading the way for the Bears at the moment. Farrell inside, good post move. Back to a 7-point game with under 10 minutes to go. 50-43 the lead here for Wheaton. Murphy straight away. One dribble, jacks it up, and he's got his first triple of the second half. And he's got 16 to lead all scorers. Rooney trying to respond. Counted and the foul for Declan Rooney. The quick response after the Ty Murphy 3, and now Rooney's in double figures with 10. Rooney converts the three-point play, and Coast Guard still hanging around, a 7-point game. Malone to Murphy. Ty tries it again. Too strong an offensive board, but hold that thought. They're going to say Padovano pushed off before skying up to grab that rebound. Tristan Harry will check back in here. He's got 9 points tonight. 1 point away from being in double figures in consecutive games. Step back. Iggy couldn't hit it, and Malone picked up the board and gave it off to Padovano, who's going back the other way. Straight away, it's Boobar. Under 8 minutes to go in regulation. Malone open for three. Can't hit it as it goes off the side of the iron, and the rebound taken by Rooney. Rooney to Parks in the corner. Back outside to Shettles. Shettles down the lane, up fake. Now goes up. Couldn't get it to roll over the front of the rim, and the rebound for Murphy. Murphy. Padovano knocks it down from outside. Big time triple from the kid from Parsippany. Back to a 10-point Wheaton lead. Padovano's got 2 triples and 8 points tonight. And a foul to slow the pace a little bit. They're going to get Tristan Harry with that one. And that's the 7th team foul against Wheaton, so we've entered the bonus. So Coast Guard will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Mitch Shettles at the line for a 1-and-1 here for the Bears. Shettles a perfect 2 of 2 at the line so far tonight. Make that 3 of 3. And for those of you watching the standings in the NUMAC right now, you know that both of these teams came in at 3 and 3 tonight, and they're also tied up with Babson and Salve at 3 and 3 in the NUMAC. So a lot going on tonight because those two teams are also playing each other right now. And Salve is destroying Babson 52-31 down in Newport with just 7 minutes to go. So a Wheaton win here tonight and a Salve win as well would put Wheaton in a sole 3rd place standing in the NUMAC at the moment. Each of those teams would be 4 and 3 in conference play, and Wheaton owns the tiebreaker over Salve because they beat them last Tuesday. Padovano can't hit from inside, and the fight for the rebound is won by Declan Rooney. Thought we had another charge there, but a blocking foul is the call. Bubar was in the restricted circle as Rooney plowed into him. So 1-1 here for Declan Rooney coming up. The NUMAC standings are as follows. Clark in first place at 7-0. WPI second place at 5-1. And then these four teams at 3-3. Coast Guard, Wheaton, Salve, Babson. And then in the basement, it's Springfield at 2-4. And Emerson at 1-6 with MIT. So Wheaton win puts them at 4-3. And if Salve holds on to that 20-point lead late in the game, which they should, Wheaton will sit in third place, Salve in fourth. And then I believe it'll put Babson in fifth because they own that tiebreaker over Coast Guard. Actually going to retract that. Not sure if Babson would have the tiebreaker over Coast Guard. They have not faced each other head-to-head yet, as Christian Rogers picks up the foul there for Coast Guard, and it's only a 6-point game as we speak. Iafrate back in, and he makes an instant impact. Credit Duncan Bubar on the good find there. Harry almost had himself a steal, but knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay here with Coast Guard. So Iafrate back in the game. 10 points. All of those in the second half, but he's playing with 4 fouls at the moment, so keep an eye on that. He might not be as tenacious on defense as he usually is, and that is a foul on Duncan Bubar, and Declan Rooney will go back to the line. So now that's Duncan Bubar's 4th personal foul, and Colin Thaher makes his way to the scores table. You would think that's going to be for a Bubar substitution here, and it will be as Bubar makes his way over towards the bench. Rooney shorts that first one at the line. If that one went through, Rooney would have been a perfect 10 of 10 at the free throw line tonight, but he'll have to settle for 90% for the time being. And he goes 1 of 2 on that trip. So Rooney with 14, the leading scorer for Coast Guard, but that's only on 2 field goals. 5.5 to play, 7-point ball game. Harry works his way left. Now it's Petavillano. Harry to Thaher. Backdoor, Iafrate had to collect it in a spot where he couldn't really finish. Now it's Petavillano inside, and he lost it off his own knee. So it'll be Coast Guard ball as Ty Murphy checks in, and so will Mitch Shettles. Rooney. Now to Brown. Brown on the floor, dribbles to his left. Parks gathers right back to Brown. Shot clock in single digits. It's at 6. Rooney fires up a wild one, but he's going to get bailed out. A foul is going to be called against Ty Murphy. And not a single person in this gym rooting for Wheaton agrees with that foul. Most importantly, Brian Walmsley is voicing his displeasure, along with assistant coach Alex DeBro in his first year. And Coast Guard will take a timeout. We'll step away, under 5 minutes to go. Wheaton 58, Coast Guard 51. 3 shots here for Declan Rooney after Ty Murphy fouled him shooting a 3. And Wheaton's got some foul trouble going on here right now. Actually, so they went into that timeout and changed who that foul was assessed to, and that's a good thing for Wheaton. That would have been Ty Murphy's 4th foul, but now they gave it to Tristan Harry for his 3rd. So Harry and Murphy with 4 fouls apiece, and then Iafrady and Bubar both with 4. Nobody on Coast Guard with over 2 fouls. So you can take that any way you want to. Perfect 3 of 3 for Rooney at the line here, and he's putting on a foul shot clinic tonight. 13 of 14 from the stripe. Morrissey had it taken away on the low pass from Thaher. Coast Guard with a chance to cut it to 1. Rooney, baseline, finishes at the hoop. And we've got a 2-point ball game here from Norton. Morrissey, hard to the hole. Got fouled, almost threw up a circus one, but there'll be 2 shots on the way for the sophomore out of Catholic Memorial. It's the 3rd personal foul charged to Mitch Shettles. Morrissey sinks his 1st at the line. Morrissey with 9 points, 9 boards tonight, so in double-double territory with 1 more point and 1 rebound as he's off the mark on the 2nd of 2. Coast Guard now with a chance to tie this possession or cut it to 1, and they cut it to 1 as Parent knocks down the jumper. Wheaton with their starters out there right now. Iafrady and Bubar both playing with 4 fouls. Murphy to Harry in the near side corner. Morrissey tries the 3. Oh, he hit it from outside. You don't usually see him take those, but he's feeling that jump shot tonight. He's got 12, and the quick answer on the other end from Rooney. Now he goes to the hole, kicks it back out. Harry, hard crossover to the rim. Almost got the bucket and the foul, but he'll have the free throws. Foul's going to be charged to Parks. That's his 3rd personal, 8th team foul against Coast Guard. So a couple away from the double bonus here for Wheaton at the line, as Harry's into double figures for his 2nd straight game with 10. Had 11 in the win at Emerson on Saturday. Harry will exit after the free throws as Sal Petavillano comes on to replace him. Give and go, and it works out for the Bears. It was Shettles to Farrell, right back to Shettles for 2. And we've got a 2-point game. Bubar with a handoff to Murphy from outside. Murphy off the mark. Fight for the rebound. It's taken by Shettles. Shettles hands it off to Parks. Parks for the lead. Coast Guard has their first lead of the night, and it comes with just over 2 minutes to play. Can you believe it? Wheaton's biggest lead was 18. And now they trail. And Duncan Bubar is going to have a chance to get his team the lead right back as Farrell picks up the foul well away from the basket, and that's not a smart foul if you're Luke Farrell, considering Duncan Bubar makes both of these. Bubar not really a perimeter threat, and Farrell was playing him a little tough well away from the basket. So a 1-and-1 here for Duncan Bubar as Tristan Harry will check back into the game. Calm, cool, and collective. Bubar sinks the first one to level this up at 65, and we have an official final score down in Newport. Salve Regina improves their win streak to 2 with a 68-38 win over Babson. But we've got a better one here tonight, a 1-point game, and it stays at a 1-point game. The lead just flip-flops again. Mitch Shettles stepping up big time. He's got 16. Under 2 minutes to go now. Wheaton trails by 1. Morrissey. Off to Murphy. Murphy lost it, and it's going to go out of bounds untouched, and Coast Guard is going to come up with a big stop. So now Wheaton's going to put the press on here. And man, oh man, they really need a stop on this possession. Inside, no good on the finish from Parent. And Morrissey is going to wisely slow the tempo there. And Brian Wamsley's going to take a timeout here to maybe draw something up or just talk it over. We'll take a quick 1-point game when we come back. .21 on the shot clock here for Wheaton out of the timeout. They trail by 1 in a game where they once led by 18. If they win this, they sit solely in third of the NUMAC. Ty Murphy wraps it back outside. Harry, pump fake on the pass to the rim. A lot of contact, no call. Coast Guard has numbers. We'll see if they pull it back out, and they do. A bucket here would be massive for the Bears, especially if it's a 3. Farrell just outside the elbow. Shot clock down to 13. Back out. Shettles. Timer at 7. Shettles. Mid-range. Can't get the bounce and the rebound for Morrissey. He's got a double-double. Not going to care about that unless he gets the win, though. Harry back out to Iafredi. Morrissey to the hole. Oh, it just rolls off the rim, and now Wheaton's got a foul. The shot clock is off. Or go for a jump ball, and that's foul is going to be applied by Iafredi, and that's Dimitri Iafredi's 5th personal foul. So 5th personal foul. Fouls Dimitri Iafredi out of this game. Iafrate leaves with 10 points, and he did it efficiently. 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. As Luke Farrell is going to have 2 free throws coming up here for Coast Guard to try to make this a 3-point game. Right now, Coast Guard will take a full timeout, so we'll step away. Luke Farrell at the line when we come back. His team leading by 1. Luke Farrell with the 2 biggest free throws of his season. He's a 75% free throw shooter. And he's got 2 shots here with 21.5 seconds to try to put his team up by 3. First one rattles in and out. You got to put a body on somebody if you're Wheaton here. Can't afford to have Coast Guard come up with an offensive rebound and a second chance. We'll see if Coast Guard even puts anybody in the lane, and they won't, so won't have to worry about that. And then that's huge. He missed that first one here and now makes the second because Coast Guard would have had the option to foul leading by 3, but now you don't foul regardless of the situation. Harry to the hole, and that foul is going to be on the floor, and Harry will have 2 shots because that's the 10th team foul against Coast Guard as we've entered the double bonus here tonight. So a chance here to tie it here for Tristan Harry. He's 5 of 6 at the line tonight with 11 points. First one, nothing but net for the sophomore out of Taunton. Going to put Colin Thaher in for defense here as Duncan Bubar checks out. You get that size of the 6'8" Thaher, but you need Harry to make this second one. Second one on the way from Harry. Goes through. So Coast Guard can hold for 1. And a chance to come up with a huge come-from-behind road win. They're not going to take a timeout. 7 on the game clock. Rooney. Kick out. Parks fumbled the 3. Goes for the win. Oh, he got it. Oh, my goodness. And that's how this one's going to come to an end. This place is stunned. Can you believe it? Trevor Parks from the corner after getting the pass from his ankles. Got that off with maybe a second, if that, left on the clock. And Coast Guard wins it by 3, 71-68, and hands Wheaton their first loss on this floor all season. An absolute heartbreaker for the Wheaton College Lions in a game where they could have moved into 3rd place in the NUMAC standings. Now it's Coast Guard who moves into 3rd place with a 4-3 overall record in the NUMAC. Wheaton falls to 3-4 in conference play, 9-6 overall, and that home winning streak is snapped at 6. They're now 6-1 at home, and just something about those Bears on the road. Coast Guard, 11-5 overall, 4-3 in the conference, and 6-1 on the road with a losing record on their home floor. That's just something you don't see a lot in college basketball. Declan Rooney led the way with 21. Mitch Shettles had 16. But it was Trevor Parks, the hero, the corner three at the buzzer to win it and give himself 9 points as Coast Guard comes up to Norton and grabs the win. Final 71-68 here from Emerson Gym. They'll be back on Saturday as Wheaton will square off against Springfield, but first they'll go on the road to WPI this coming Thursday. Next up for Coast Guard, they've got Babson on the road Thursday to try to improve to 5-3 in the NUMAC. For Wheaton College and the NUMAC Sports Network, I'm Jackson Walsh.